Hi, I'm Ken Lloyd, consultant of Mayway since 1998. Very proud to serve this great company, one of the oldest companies in Europe and the UK. And we've been bringing in new products from China, well, not new, traditional products from China, new to Britain, since the 1980s. And I'd like to talk about a product that we've had for 2 years, raw herb powders. Not all TCM practitioners in the UK seem to have heard of these powders, even though they've been around since at the year 200 BC they were first mentioned. And they were part of the imperial pharmacy in the Song dynasty. That's over 1,000 years ago. This was the official way to dispense herbs, as in powder form. For instance, I think we've all heard of Xiaoyao San and Shenling Baiju San, Srini San, Yin Chao San. In fact, 40% of our formula books are San, which means powders. These are raw herbs ground into a fine powder, which can be prepared as a draft, boiled for 10 minutes, or you could roll them into pills with honey and take them 9 to 12 grams twice a day. We find using a modern technique with the raw herb powders particularly effective and efficient and very easy. This is a Thermos Flask. You can go from 500 ml, 750 ml or 1,000 ml, depending on how many spoons of powder your patient is putting into the Thermos Flask. This is, as I say, a very efficient way of cooking the herbs slowly, and we do it overnight. So this is prepared every evening. Well, some people have different schedules. They prefer to do it in the morning before they go out to work. You can do that. But let's do the majority of them, which is in the evening. So some point before bed, the patient, or indeed the practitioner who has to take herbs at times as well, first of all, boils the kettle. Once the water is boiling, then we just third fill the Thermos Flask, enough for it to be warmed. So you only need to have the boiling water in there for a few minutes. While that's sitting in there, refill the kettle as much as we need, put the kettle back on to boil. Then we take a smaller container, then we take our pot of herbs and we measure out the amount of spoons our practitioner has given us. And that's it for the day. Normally 10 spoons for an adult per day, but it can vary. Then the kettle is reboiled, it's just clicked. So with the warming water from our thermos, we tip it down the sink. Then very deftly, so it doesn't stick to the sides, tip in our raw herb powders. Then we fill the thermos to the top, very carefully but quickly. And immediately put the lid on. And if we want it to stay extra hot, I've found actually wrapping it in an old scarf or a woolly jumper and putting it away safely. And this is left to cook overnight, between 6 and 8 hours will do it. So by the next morning, your patient, 30 minutes before breakfast or 30 minutes after breakfast, simply pours out half of the amount to a mug. Put the top back on, of course, nice and tight. Wrap it around with something if you want to keep it extra hot. And down the hatch, cheers, or gumbe. Raw herb powders are as strong as the raw herbs, it's the same thing. And then when the person comes in the evening, again, the other half is drunk. Tip the rest. Now you can put the rest through a sieve because you get the grains at the bottom here. So you put it through a sieve. Some people don't like the sediment. So that's ready to drink. Meanwhile, to wash this, put it under the tap in the sink and all the grains, which are very, very fine, no problem, they don't block drains. Or if you have a garden, it makes great fertilizer, put it on the garden. Now some people prefer to drink it through the day, and especially for acute problems, for instance, wind, heat, sore throat, you can pour little amounts into a small cup every couple of hours. until it's finished by the evening. Then wash it out, reboil your kettle, add your powder, and have it set up ready for the next day. So the purists prefer a glass thermos, which is great, and I think it keeps it a bit hotter actually. But if you're traveling, and I know this from experience, use a stainless steel thermos, so they don't break. Thank you for watching.